Being our chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl. And Jonathan, as I look at who this speech was aimed at last night, I think of a lot of M words: moderates, middle class, middle America.
Absolutely, and a direct response to the way Donald Trump has tried to define her. You know, they talk about her, the Republicans, the Trump Republicans, as a San Francisco liberal, as a radical. They call her Comrade Kamala. But she gave a speech, George, that if you take out that section on abortion rights, much of this speech could have been delivered at a Republican convention before Trump. She talked tough on Iran. She promised that as commander-in-chief, America would have the most lethal and strongest fighting force in the world. She talked tough on Russia, on China. She talked about border security. She really gave a speech that was designed to go at independents, moderates, disaffected Republicans, the vast majority of undecided voters in the country. A very interesting move and quite a contrast from the way she ran for president the first time when she tried to get the nomination 4 years ago. This is a Kamala Harris that sounded a little bit more like Maggie Thatcher or Ronald Reagan, especially on national security, than like Bernie Sanders.
Well, and it's interesting you mentioned that. There's more talk about Ronald Reagan at the Democratic convention than the Republican convention, and the Democrats really making a play to claim patriotism on their side.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opening there. Donald Trump has used words like American carnage to talk about America, has portrayed a more isolationist, protectionist view that is at odds with what Ronald Reagan was all about. So this was Kamala Harris. I mean, she didn't say the words city on a hill like Ronald Reagan did, but full embrace of patriotism, the American flags waving here, the chants of USA, USA, USA. This is a party under Kamala Harris that is saying appealing to patriotism. And you also heard that message, by the way, George, from Republican speakers at this convention every single night, saying voting for Kamala Harris is not about being a Republican or a Democrat, it's about being a patriot.
It will take some time to see what impact the convention has had on the polls, but we already know that Kamala Harris, since she's gotten into this race, her favorability numbers have climbed.
Yeah, look, this is going to be, I mean, this is likely to be a very close race. But if you look at what has happened, her favorability, she was as unpopular as Joe Biden was a month ago. Her favorability in the polls has steadily gone up over the past 4 weeks, even before this convention started.
Okay, John Karl, thanks very much.